Here Luke is finding out which wire is which to begin the install.
So those are our 2 wires there. Now we need to solder. So we've just spliced our wires into the stereo wiring. It was already cut from the previous owner because we had gauges in there, but they'd been stolen. So I've just used the multimeter to find which one's which, like 12 volts and that on ignition, and we're just about to test it out. So yeah.
Yes!
There we go.
So there we have power, no sensors hooked up, so it's not displaying anything at the moment. But yeah.
It's a lot different to mine.
Gauge is installed correctly. Now to find a proper mounting spot for that box over there, and then a mounting spot for the gauge, and then we'll put the sensors in and all that fun stuff. Just got to go through the process of replacing all the old sensors that were in the car for the previous gauges. There's the water temp sensor, and there was an oil temp sensor somewhere as well, somewhere in that mess, because I have an external oil cooler. We'll find all that and we'll replace them. So here's the old water temp sensor, if the camera's going to focus, which it isn't. Yeah, that came out pretty easily, and fresh one installed underneath there. Luke's just going to move on to soldering some wires on the inside now that we know that it works, and then we'll run everything through the firewall properly, and yeah, into the controller.
Gonna work. Oh, the smoke.
There's the solders.
Yeah, see, they're pretty solid.
Nice and snug.
I just lecky tape them up.
Yeah.
And that part's done.
Yes. So a little update. Water temp and oil temp sensors are in. We ripped the original wiring from the original gauges out as it was no longer needed, and we did some dodgy stuff here. Just cut these wires off because we didn't know where they were, and lecky taped and shoved them back under there, good as new. We're running the new sensor wiring through the firewall in a hole that the previous owner made. I don't know if you can see it, but just going through down there, and we're hoping that it doesn't get melted by the extractors because the previous wiring kind of did. But I think I'm going to put a little bit of that, not heat shrink, the tubing off the original wire on that to try and stop it from melting as much. But yeah, making progress. Getting closer to the final install of the little screen.
Finally.
Yeah, Luke has to go to work again, so
as usual.
Yeah, we have to skip a few things. A few sensors aren't plugged in, like oil pressure. Yeah, mounted like that, sick. And then yeah, this isn't going to be how it's going to be installed finally. I'm going to get a like a metal plate made up to fit in there so it sits flush in there, and I think it'll look a lot cleaner like that, don't you reckon, Luke?
Be mint.
There's where the Defi gauge sits.
Trying to peel it off.
Yep.
To be honest.
Let's close the door so that noise stops. Alright, here we go. Ooh. Ooh, very nice. Got the oil temp and water temp, which is the main things that I need.
Actually looks pretty good in there.
A mess of wiring back there, but we'll get that covered up somehow.
That's so sick.
Hopefully that's a solid enough mounting point. The actual box for it, which is the control box for all the sensors that sends it to the screen, is just mounted in the passenger kick panel there. There's some wires down there that aren't exactly in the best location. Those wires there will probably get kicked